Hello, good morning. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Welcome to WeatherHQ. Today's headlines. Pagasa says a shear line and the northeast monsoon will continue to bring rains in parts of Luzon and Visayas. A youth group helps train its sector in becoming community responders in times of health emergencies and natural disasters. I'll speak with the founder of Go Bike Project later on in the show. In the U.S., New York and several states experience heavy snowstorms. The details on global weather. And countries fail to reach an agreement to curb plastic pollution. Well, let's check out today's weather forecast courtesy of Pag-asa. Two dominant weather systems are affecting the country today. First is the shear line affecting the southern Luzon and northeast monsoon coming for the rest of Luzon. As you can see here, northeast monsoon affecting this area in the southern part of Luzon, affected by this shear line in particular. Now, because of the shear line, cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms are expected in Isabela, Quirino, Aurora, Nueva Ecija, Bulacan, Metro Manila, Mimaropa, Calabarzon, the Bicol region, as well as the eastern and western sections of Visayas. So very much this part over here. Now, the rest of Cagayan, Cordillera, Administrative Region, and those places in that area will also experience cloudy skies and light rain showers due to the northeast monsoon. Now, it will also bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rains over the Ilocos region and the rest of central Luzon. But good news for the residents in Mindanao and the rest of Visayas, because there is no more intertropical convergence zone, so that means general fair weather is expected throughout the day. As for our sea conditions, no gale warning is up, so our seafarers are free to venture out to the sea, but always take precautionary measures as weather changes from time to time. Now, let us take a look at the weather conditions in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao based on the Metro Weather System. Let's start off with the northern part of Luzon. Now, due to the northeast monsoon, like we mentioned a while ago, you can expect cloudy skies with rain showers in most of these areas here, looking at Aparri, Tuguegarao, Baler, Baguio, and Dagupan. The lowest temperature in these areas is around 17 degrees, which is quite obviously still in Baguio City. Now, Baguio, typically the area with the coldest temperatures in the country. The highest in the area, though, will be at 31 degrees over at Dagupan, right over here. So that's the prevailing weather conditions in northern Luzon and the northeast monsoon affecting these parts in particular. Now, in Vigan and Basco, generally fair weather is expected with temperatures of up to 29 degrees Celsius to be expected. Now, moving down a bit south, let's go to central Luzon. Now, most parts in this region will experience cloudy skies, particularly in San Jose and in Tarlac. As you can see over here, these are the only two areas in the central Luzon that will be a bit cloudy. Now, in Iba, Mariveles, Metro Manila, Lucban, and Tagaytay, high chances of rain are expected due to the shear line affecting these areas. We mentioned the shear line a while ago, coming in around this particular angle. So that's what to expect there. Temperatures in this area should range from 22 to 32 degrees Celsius. So watch out for the weather there, and of course, be prepared to deal with the heat. Now, going a bit south, southern Luzon, the shear line will also bring cloudy skies and rain showers. Now, it will happen in Coron, Partugolera, Legazpi, Daet, and Romblon. As you can see, similar weather conditions almost all the way through. Temperatures in these areas will range from 24 to 31 degrees Celsius. Moving down to Visayas. Now, due to the shear line, once again affecting these parts, the eastern and western parts of Visayas, cloudy skies are expected with chances of rain showers, high chances of rain showers expected in Bacolod, Boracay, Metro Cebu, Tagbilaran, Tacloban, and Catarman. So a bit wet weather here in these areas. So if you're going out to the beach here in Boracay, that might not be the best time to be there at the moment considering the weather. The highest temperature in these areas is 32 degrees Celsius, and the lowest possible is in Bacolod, which is at 24 degrees Celsius. Moving down south, even further south to Mindanao. Now, this whole region will experience cloudy weather, cloudy skies with chances of isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, particularly in Zamboanga, Dipolog, Marawi, Cagayan de Oro, General Santos, Metro Davao, and Butuan. Now, despite the rain showers, Zamboanga and Dipolog's temperatures may still rise up to 34 degrees Celsius. Now, in Marawi, a bit cooler there as we take a look at Marawi right over here. Now, it will be a bit cooler, 21 to 26 degrees Celsius, so people there in this area could enjoy the weather. The other areas, Butuan, Cagayan de Oro, General Santos, and Metro Davao, temperatures range from 24 to 33 degrees Celsius. No more ITCZ, like we mentioned a while ago, but this are still some of the weather conditions to expect here. A bit clearer, but it's still rainfall could be expected. Now, in terms of rainfall, residents in Cagayan, Isabela, Aurora, and Quezon will continue to experience moderate to heavy rains. Now, these kinds of rains may cause flooding, especially in low-lying areas and near the rivers. Now, on Wednesday, moderate to heavy rains are still expected over in Cagayan and Isabela. Actually, hindi nga natin nakita yung Pilipinas dito as much, but when you take a look at the precipitation here, but around this area in particular. Now, it's important to note that tropical cyclones are not the sole cause of severe weather conditions. Other weather systems can also lead to significant rainfall, resulting in potential hazards such as flooding and landslides. Now, staying informed about various weather patterns is crucial for safety during this time. Now, let's take a look at the 3-day weather forecast. Now, it's another work weekend for those who attend back-to-back Christmas parties. It is important to plan your days based on the weather. Take a look at the 3-day weather forecast courtesy of Meta. Let's take a look at Metro Manila first. Cloudy skies with rain showers will continue until tomorrow, but good news because on Wednesday and on Thursday, you can expect partly cloudy skies, and that is what to be expected. Less wet weather then. Hopefully, your Christmas parties fall on those days. Lowest possible temperature in Metro Manila, 24 degrees, while 31 being the highest. Moving down to the Queen City of the South. Partly cloudy skies are also expected until Thursday. Temperatures in these areas still a bit hotter, 26 to 31 degrees Celsius. So clear weather here in the Metro Cebu area. And of course, do enjoy your parties when you do have them, if you do have them this week. Moving down to Metro Davao, residents will continue to experience cloudy skies with rain showers until Wednesday. But come Thursday, you can expect a bit better weather here, despite the possible rain showers. So temperatures from tomorrow and Wednesday may go up to 34 degrees Celsius. And on Thursday, when the rains do stop, you can expect 35 degrees Celsius being the possible highest temperature in Metro Davao. So do watch out for that. Now, when we return, I'll speak with a Philippine Resilience Awardee and Go Bike founder about its advocacy on training community responders. Stay tuned. You're watching WeatherHQ.
Has no authorization.
We hope and pray that it will not rise.
Thanks for having me here.
An orchestrated
By myself, basically.
We always say that.
It depends.
A well-concerted effort.
Perhaps I can reiterate. My greatest beefsteak. Iba na iba pala yun.
To PNC's Election 2025 special coverage.
Welcome back. You're still watching WeatherHQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. A youth-led social enterprise is training their sector to become community responders in times of health emergencies and natural disasters. Joining us live is Philippine Resilience Awardee and Go Bike Project founder, Edren Ganillo. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Paolo. It's nice to see you.
All right, for those who are not familiar with Go Bike, can you tell us what that is first? What is the advocacy all about, and what makes it a bit special?
Go Bike Project is very personal to me. My inspiration was my grandmother, my father, and an uncle who suffered medical emergencies. They suffered heart attack. And on that moment, I don't know what to do. So I realized and I told myself, this should never happen again to young people like me. Thus, last March 16, 2019, I started this Go Bike Project. I noticed that a group of young people are into biking. Then I noticed that we are suffering a lot of disasters such as flash floodings. And the number one cause of death of adolescent male are actually road emergencies or road accidents. Thus, young people should know what to do in times of these disasters, either man-made or natural, so that they will be able to protect themselves and protect others and help and save others who are in need.
You've, if I'm not mistaken, by July of this year, you've trained around 1,220 Go Bikers and have 179 Go Bike units produced in the province of Pangasinan in itself. Just what type of training do you provide these riders, these bikers, and of course, what are the key attributes they need to have to become part of this program?
This is very interesting because we do trainings in partnership with government agencies and non-government organizations such as the Municipal Disaster Reduction Management Councils and of course the Philippine Red Cross, who help us out in training and capacitating these young people to become effective responders in their respective communities. But what's more important here is that these young people, after they being trained, they are now woke and they are now proactive in terms of disaster management. So they become more active in disaster preparedness and then some disaster response as well, and even disaster recovery, because we also provide basic mental health care services and awareness campaign to young people like us who is, isa yun sa problema rin ng mga kabataan ngayon, yung mental health.
Yeah, I don't want to gloss over that, but then I'm also really curious about the Go Bike packages that you do have, the Go Bike units. Just what are those as well? Because if I'm not mistaken, your responders actually are equipped with those too.
Yeah. So the Go Bike unit is a bicycle, a customized bicycle equipped with first aid kits, over-the-counter medicines, and disaster response paraphernalia, and a lot of information, education, and communication materials on DRRM. So these bicycle units, these Go Bikes, are being managed by these trained Go Bikers. They use it to rove around within the community to raise awareness about disaster preparedness and even provide basic healthcare services and disaster response. So, we sakay lang kami ng aming mga bisikleta. But, you can see the big impact of that bicycle and that Go Biker doing meaningful job in the community.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what that would mean for the community in particular. Do you have any numbers of maybe the amount of people that you actually have helped with this project? How many people have you affected and, of course, and treated at the same time? And it's not just the physical injuries. You mentioned your mental health din nga.
Yeah.
So how many people have you actually been able to affect with this?
With this Go Bike project, currently, just to update you, we have already trained 1,985.
Ayun.
So, konti na lang. Magdadalawang libo na kami. Then these trained individuals are directly impacting their families, their mga kapitbahays, and yung buong community na all at the same time. So we have actually 45 chapters or 45 barangays na.
Really? Okay.
Who are doing Go Bike projects. So imagine all of those barangays are being directly impacted by the Go Bike project already.
Is there any particular memory that stands out to you that would really stick out from the experiences that you've had with Go Bike so far?
Of course, we will never forget the pandemic that happened. You know, when I started this project, pre-pandemic pa siya. So, I don't know saan to patungo, but when the COVID happened, you know, everything stops. So, hindi ko alam kung paano kami magpapatuloy. But, we saw the beauty of the project. Nakita namin yung mas malaking potential ng project nung nangyari yung pandemic.
Yeah.
Then eventually, a lot of SKs adopted the Go Bike project na nababago yung narrative ng mga SK that SKs are not mere for beauty pageants or
Paliga.
sports, paliga. But some SKs are actually adopting the Go Bike project.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we made a difference in our community.
And probably one of the reasons why you became one of Philippine Resilience awardees. So again, congratulations for that.
Thank you so much.
If I'm not mistaken, at the moment, medyo limitado pa yung scope ninyo. You're in Pangasinan, Bugalyon in particular. Are there any plans to expand this beyond Pangasinan?
Of course, because we have to do it faster. We have to replicate this immediately because, you know, disasters are
Yeah, they're
hinahabol na
happening.
tayo. Just recently, we suffered 4 typhoons and, you know, okay, so our plan to replicate, actually, the Go Bike project is open for replication and adaptation. So we're calling out SKs out there. Sila yung pinaka-immediate na pwede naming kontakin at pwedeng kumontak sa amin because they have funds. They have SK funds to use. So yeah, we've done it before, partnering with SK. So if there are SKs in the entire country who would like to adopt the Go Bike project, please feel free to reach us out and we will help you, guide you all throughout the way in replicating the Go Bike project. Then we also have this, this project with the DepEd called ALWAR, Association of Learners Working for Altruism and Resilience. So basically, we're putting up youth organization within the school focusing on the DRR.
Yeah.
So with that, we will be able to effectively recruit a lot of young people and educate a lot of students within the school because they are there, so that when they go back to their communities, they will be able to protect themselves and protect their families all at the same time.
And for those who don't know, Alwar means safety.
Yes,
in
it's a Pangasinan word.
Yeah, it's a Pangasinan word. And of course, trying to improve on yung pang-Alwar, if I'm not mistaken, with regard to that particular project. I'm sure a lot of people want to reach out to you. This is a project that, from what I understand, has a lot of growth potential, is replicable. You're not keeping it a closed secret. So how can people reach out to you, Go Bike, especially for those who want to expand or have this project in their own areas?
Yeah, we're very accessible. You just have to search us at Facebook, search Go Bike Project, and yeah, just send us a DM. Or they may also email me at gobike@pydn.org. So with that, I think a good conversation will start.
Perfect. And of course, for our final message, any final message to those who want to support or want to come out and basically learn from your project?
Yeah, to my fellow young people out there, now is the best time that we equip ourselves with knowledge and skills in providing first aiding and basic life support, because Philippines is the #1 most disaster-prone country in the world. So we really need to have knowledge and skills to save ourselves because we don't know what might happen sooner or later. And to other organizations, government agencies, to never ever wag magdadalawang isip tumaya para sa mga kabataang kagaya po namin na may hangaring gumawa ng mga ganito makabulang programa para sa komunidad.
You know, with the risk of sounding very old, when we talk about yung kabataan na katulad mo, how young are you?
I'm just 27 years old.
Edren, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us here today.
Yeah.
He is the Go Bike project founder, Edren Lanillo, and very young, and you can tell just the passion that he has for it. And for those who want to support, kindly go visit them on their social media pages. Maraming salamat, Edren. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paolo.
All right, so when we return, we have a lot more. Up next is the global weather. Keep it here. You're still watching BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
umbrella to the globe. This is World News Feed, bringing you the biggest stories shaping our time. I'm Rain Musni. Let's dive into the headlines making a global impact.
Your newest source of news and information.
That's it?
Follows you everywhere, every day.
Wow.
Oh, man.
On cable and free TV. Online.
He joins us from the Batasan Converge.
On mobile.
Simulan na natin ang agenda. No
This is BNC, and we are everywhere.
Welcome back. You're still watching WeatherHQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's take a look at the global weather. In New York and several states in the U.S., they have experienced heavy snowstorms under a, quote, a lake effect winter storm on Saturday. Parts of the U.S. Northeast faced near paralysis on Sunday as a fierce lake effect winter storm continued to dump heavy snow on cities such as Buffalo and Watertown, New York. The National Weather Service forecasted that the storm would persist to the east of Lake Erie through the remainder of the weekend, producing snow totals as high as 5 feet in some areas. The weather system has also brought temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below average for this time of the year across much of eastern U.S. Winter alerts were also raised for parts of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State during the weekend. According to the National Weather Service, lake effect snow occurs when cold air moves across the open waters of the Great Lakes, generating unusually heavy snowfall. Storm Bora brought torrential rains that caused flooding of homes, businesses, and roads in the popular tourist island of Rhodes on Sunday, forcing authorities to temporarily ban the use of vehicles. Reuters video shows cars and debris piled up, damaged homes, flooded streets, and residents trying to move mud from their properties in Iarios. One man died in flash floods that hit another Greek island in the northern Aegean, and no injuries were reported. The fire service received more than 650 calls to pump water out of flooded buildings and evacuated 80 people to safer ground. Thunderstorms and heavy rain also interrupted train services in mainland Greece, especially in the center and north of the country. It is forecasted that the bad weather will continue until today. Scientists say that Greece is becoming a hot spot for climate change because it has been buffeted by floods and wildfires in recent years. Cyclone Fengal hits southern India with heavy rains and strong winds, flooding city streets and causing disruption to residents' lives after it made landfall late on Saturday. Drone video showed the southeastern Indian city of Puducherry partially submerged in muddy flood waters. Some residents were also seen wading in knee-high waters, while others, particularly the elderly, were evacuated in boats. India's airport authorities said that flights from Chennai were temporarily suspended on Saturday but had resumed as of early Sunday morning. India's weather service said Fengal is expected to weaken further into a deep depression later today. Countries negotiating a global treaty to curb plastic pollution failed to reach an agreement with more than 100 nations wanting to cap production, while a handful of oil producers were prepared only to target plastic waste. The fifth UN Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee ended to yield a legally binding global treaty in Busan, South Korea, was meant to be the final one. But countries remain far apart on the basic scope of a treaty and could agree only to postpone key decisions and resume talks dubbed Inc. 5.2 to a later date. An option proposed by Panama, backed by more than 100 countries, would have created a path for a global plastic production reduction target while another proposal did not include a production cap. And that's Weather HQ for today. Join me again tomorrow, whatever the weather, on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Have a great morning.